Let's talk about an integrator, or a low-pass filter. So we have a resistor and a capacitor in series, and we center tap that for our output. Now, as the frequency increases, the output amplitude will decrease here. And all this is a voltage divider. We find out the capacitive reactance of this capacitor. In this case, we're using 1K here. And at 1K, we use this formula here. That's going to be 159 ohms. Okay. Now, it's just a voltage divider, so we use this formula here for a voltage divider. And it comes out that at 1K, all we're going to get out here is 1.59 volts here at the peak. Okay. So it's blocking most of this higher frequency. So now, why do we call it an integrator? So we'll use a water analogy. So if we fill a tank of water with a flow rate of 1 gallon or 1 liter per minute, and that'll be our current. Now we're going to integrate that. So integrating the flow, we just add up the gallons or liters of water, and it gives us the volume of water in the tank, or the voltage. So here's our formula here for volume. So this stylized S here, that's our sum, and this is going to be 0 minutes and 6 minutes, and this is our flow rate here. We're using 1 gallon a minute, or 1 liter a minute here. Okay, so with a flow rate of 1, the volume increases by X. Okay, so we can see here this is going to be, 1 gallon a minute. Six minutes later, we're going to have 6 gallons in the tank, or 6 liters in the tank. Here's our flow rate here. Flow rate's constant at 1 gallon or 1 liter per minute, and it forms a slope over here. Okay, and this is our X here. Now we can see here that at 6 minutes we're going to have 6 gallons. At 5 minutes we're going to have 5 gallons, and so on along this slope here. Okay, so that's how we integrate the water going into the tank. We're just adding up all the little bits of water into the tank over a certain amount of time, and that gives us the volume in the tank there. So capacitors integrate current. Okay, so if we take I'm not going to use a resistor on there or anything. I'm just going to make it easy with just one capacitor. And say if we put in 2 milliamps into it, and we do that over just a pulse here at 0.003 seconds or 3 milliseconds. Okay, that's about 333 hertz. We plug it into this formula here. Your V out is going to be equal to 1 over your capacitance, and this is your time here, and your current here. This is going to be 0 here, so we don't have to worry about that. And if we calculate this out, this slope here is 2,000 volts per second. Okay, but at 3 milliseconds, it's only going to be 6 volts in this across the capacitor here. If we do it over here at say 1K, that's going to be 0.001 seconds, 1 millisecond here. And if we plug that 1 millisecond in over here and keep our flow rate the same, or our current the same, our slope's going to be the same, but we're going to only have at 1 milliamp there, excuse me, at 1 millisecond here, we're going to have 2 volts in here. Okay, now I didn't do these by hand. I just plug it into a online calculator, Integrator calculator on the web. So you can just do it. The computer does it all for you. Okay, so now there is a slight difference between low-pass filters and integrators. There's a lot of different people say how, why they're different, but basically a low-pass filter works in the frequency domain, and an integrator works in the time domain. Okay, but basically there's the same thing. Okay, and we just call it integrator because capacitors integrate current. Okay, so that's all it is to an integrator. It's just a low-pass filter, but we're integrating the current coming in. Now, if this current is fluctuating, or is rising up, this curve isn't going to be a straight line anymore. It's going to be a curve. Same with the water coming in. If we're putting this flow rate here is heading up like this, this slope line, it's not going to be a straight slope anyway. It's going to be a curved slope. So a little bit more math to that, but this is basically an integrator. So thank you.